points to raise the concern of everyone, including self. There are two things that I want to focus on to draw the attention of the minister in charge. One is on the revenue part, another part is on the regulation part. Now, excise and also the value addition tax on the petroleum products. These are the only two things which we were able to keep outside the GST regime. We had done quite a substantial exercise in coming together as states and leave it outside the purview of the GST. However, now if we look at the whole overall mechanism of earlier tried and tested system, somehow I think new method of whole distribution of these products through the retailers have been adopted by the government. Earlier we had the bonded warehousing, then the retail outlets, and now we have the so-called, I don't know, if I'm correct, I think it is referred to as super bond or something. Whatever may be the name, the minister may enlighten us on these. So I would like to submit before the August House to enlighten us on this methodology of how the revenue is realized from each categories of those who are provided with this license at the top level, super bond. Then next is the bonded warehouse and also the retailers, the mode of collection, realization of the excise duty. Another part is I have certain inputs earlier. Ministers should actually verify to this concern about some of the outstanding payable by some of the wine stores, the retail outlets, the retail licensee holders. So I would like to get a reply or information pertaining to this, because in respect of Form D6, as per the requirement of the FRBM Act, the declaration of any revenue raised or but not realized, we need to declare it for the House as per the mandate of the law. But here, in respect of excise, it doesn't show any. It doesn't reflect any indication of such outstanding. But I have reasons to believe that there were outstanding which were not realized. Therefore, it will be in the fitness of things, in the best interest of the state, that this revenue aspect is looked at. And if there were outstanding, when, since when, and who are those defaulters, and how these are not reflected here in this particular requirement, which make it binding on the government for providing this disclosure statement brought out in compliance to the conditions of fiscal transparency set out in the Meghalaya Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act and Rules 2006. Then another part is the regulation part. I remember we wanted to ensure that these wine stores are not established right on the bank of the roads, highways. We did lots of exhaustive deliberation, discussion. It was an uphill task, though, to convince everybody and take everybody on board. But we achieved that objective. Now, why we have gone back to the same thing, bringing the wine store closer and closer to the roads? And not only that, we were very sensitive to the need of the people who are the clienteles of these wine stores. But at the same time, the sentiments attached to the community, the people, the churches, the distance which was required to be maintained as per the rules. And sometimes you need to change the rule, amend the rules based on the sentiments and requirement and then overall public demand. That's what we tried to do in the past. But the government has been perceived as insensitive to this general demand of the people to see that the wine stores are not established near schools, to establish such wine stores as far as possible, as we did in the past. Even then, people were of the opinion that it was not enough. That's the reason why we say, okay, then let us look at setting a setback from the highway. So the wine stores which are established are not visible. Idea is to create to the extent possible, to reduce the chances of human temptation. Now the wine stores are established. It looks so lucrative. It looks like more like competing with many of the showrooms of high-end fashion designer houses. This is how it is being done. I would like to submit before this August House, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Sir, anybody who wants to buy a bottle of liquor, a whiskey or whatever, he will find his way to the wine store. Nobody needs to tell him also. What is the need to bring it to the roadside? Anybody who drinks, if he is not yet satisfied, even after the normal time allowed by the department as per the rules, even then they will search for. That's why we have so many other illegal. Some people are making livelihood out of that also. But then, how far we can regulate? How far we can minimize? When we watch movies, when we watch any serials, entertainment programs, if there is any scene which has display of intake of alcohol or alcohol consumption, it is written, consumption of alcohol is injurious to health, to dissuade. Now, therefore, all these measures were taken. Making the long story short, all these measures were adopted from that perspective. Why was it changed? Can we not do it again? I remember when we decided on this in the cabinet, we had an exhaustive discussion amongst the members of the cabinet. Everybody expressed the concern of people who are engaged in this business. But if we see, the realization of excise duty have never fallen. It will go on increasing. I used to tell people, somebody asked me, sir, tell me which is the sector I would like to invest. I would like to invest, huge inheritance, multi-million dollars. But the guy wanted to know. And I said, there are three things where one will not go wrong when we establish any manufacturing unit for food. Food will always be in demand. In fact, the demand will be always in ascending order. This is what we have seen during the pandemic. Then another one is medicine. Wherever there is a pharmacy, once the doctors prescribe, patient party will go buy, if it is not there in the hospital pharmacy. And health challenge is always there, therefore demand for medicine will be always there. And third one is the alcohol. But just because these, now what we see is that we are trapping the entrepreneurs. The government is trapping, the department is trapping the entrepreneurs. How? By allowing too many licenses. Young boys, after completion of their education, after they try to raise their family, no possible avenues of other entrepreneurship, somebody will advise them, take a wine store license. Everybody is applying and everybody is being given. What is this? Where is the regulation? Earlier we put some kind of rider that NOC from this disease, including local MLA. What happened to this? Why aren't these particular riders not taken cognizance of? Now, how many wine stores are established in respective constituencies? Nobody knows. It has become like some kind of tea counter. This is something which is not inconsistent with the core values of the people of the state. The riders are needed to demonstrate that. And not only that, now I went to Ampati recently. I met some of the boys who have been given license for retail wine stores. In Beta Singh, where there were only one during my time, I have represented Ampati 5 times, 25 years. Ampati continued to have only one wine store. Subsequently, in 2016, we gave one more, so it became 2, district capital, only 2 wine stores. Now you go and see how many wine stores left and right. Now the guys, mothers, when the son is asking money, mother is giving money, sister is giving money after establishment. Now they don't have money to renew their license because sales are not. Because instead of 5 wine stores, there are already 15 wine stores. In Beta Singh, where there was only one store which closed down because of lack of clientele, subsequently we had only one in 2017-18. Now there are 9 wine stores. Now the wine store, these license holders are not being able to pay the rent of the shop. That's why I'm saying it is a trap. These young entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, they thought this is a good lucrative business because they have shown others showing success stories, but now it is being trapped. So it is the job of the government to regulate business. If the scales of business growth indicates that yes, there is a need to have one more retailer, give it. Have a due diligence. What is the factor which is somehow making the government so prompt in giving too many licenses? What is the factor? Is there any factor which somehow make the government so willing and so prompt in giving wine license after wine license? I know there is a reason, but that should not be the weapon which should influence our core values, our ideologies, our sense of responsibilities. Therefore, I would like to urge upon the government, from now on, no more wine store licenses should be given anymore. Allow these people, they are paying you tax. And they are already failing, they are already closing their shop. Our people don't have that much of money, that much of investable reserve. We are trapping our innocent budding entrepreneurs. I am serious on this, and therefore, please take cognizance of this sentiment. I'm speaking on behalf of the people of the state. Then another one. Look at the regulation. You have all those facilities all across the globe, wherever there is no prohibition. There are states who have adopted prohibition, obviously because of the reasons associated with unregulated consumption of alcohol. I'm not talking about the spurious drinks. That is also one issue. But this one, any bar license holder, before entering, is there a regulation to indicate as to who should be allowed to enter that bar? That eligibility criteria from the perspective of age, minor children entering into some of the areas where liquors are being sold left and right. A serious concern. These festivals, take example of the Megong festival in Baljek. All these things are available in visuals in social media platform. What is the narrative of sensible people of our community? Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, this is never allowed as per the law. This is never allowed as per the rule. Whoever is entering that area has become a wine store kind of thing, like a bar. Left and right, there are, areas where liquors are being sold without any regulation. Children of 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, girls after the whole festival, slipping in the drain. All this social media goes viral. That is the branding that we want to have for the state. This is how we want to identify our Megong festival. This is how we want to promote. All the drinkers will come. All the gamblers will come. Not good people. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, it's a very serious issue. You are asking that much of money for whom? For the employees? Deputy Commissioner is there who actually facilitates all these license proposals. Are not they guided by the rules? The government must come up with a further amendment of the rule if this rule is not. enough. Another part is that every festival, wherever sale of liquor is allowed, it must be regulated by rule. The eligible criteria, the entry point must be regulated. People who are not eligible to consume alcohol from the age perspective, they must not be allowed to enter. You have a festival, children are going inside, underage young boys and girls are going inside. So the wrong has become right in the eyes of the people. Now, who is going to tell that this is wrong? That's why I'm saying that this is wrong. What we are doing is not correct. I expect the government to correct it. I don't think I need to lengthen my submission before this August House, but this is something which is a serious issue. Otherwise, we will have a movement to ensure that we bring prohibition in the state. We respect people who drink, but we also know how to regulate. Self-regulation. Who doesn't drink? Many of us drink. We have the tradition of Wangala. We know how to drink. But then it is not that now you have a regulation, you have a rule. Uncle and parents will not be having the courage also to enter to those kind of festivals. Therefore, I seek, before this demand is passed, an assurance from the minister that all these which are part of my submission, and besides this, which are also connected directly or indirectly with regulation, must be adhered to, and necessary appropriate rule must be put in place, and at the same time, whatever rule is already there must be further strengthened. And with these few words, I once again support this cut motion, and I hope the minister has taken cognizance of these serious issues. And with these few words, I resume my seat. I think the House has been informed. Now, the concern that I have flagged before this August House through this cut motion is the minister has indicated that wherever there are wine stores which are considered as enough based on the business, but practically we know that our youth, in absence of any other means of business, they are looking this as an option without actually evaluating the market sustainability. Therefore, many of them will actually fail. They are providing license fee every year. So we have to protect their interests. Once you have given that much, keep it for some kind of moratorium for some time. Do some due diligence and look at how they are able to, whether they are able to survive, withstand the competition or not yet. This is one part. We must be honest in our attempt to promote entrepreneurship. And another one is the issue of involving MLAs, the members of this August House, to determine the processing of permission for license. This was done for all these years. Only this government has done away with this. Now you have to give space for our people representing the sentiment of the community. Where will they go? They will go to the MLA. So MLA will appropriately articulate as true representative of the people. This is necessary to strike a balance. Officers will be always under pressure. We know. I asked some of the officers, why did you keep on giving this licensing, this recommendation? They said what to do. Phone comes from the headquarters. So what does it indicate? We all know. Let us not go into the details. We all know. Therefore, involve the MLAs. MLAs will know. Yeah, this is enough. There is a sentiment of the people of this particular area. We will articulate. You will be insulated. Otherwise, you will get pressure all the time. Issue this file, clear this file. This is what is happening. I know for certain that minister, even though he doesn't want to clear, he's clearing. This is a fact. Let us not deviate from the reality. But therefore, my submission is that please involve the MLS. Let MLS be there, and MLS NOC must be considered indispensable before giving recommendation for setting up of establishment of new wine store. I want a categorical assurance from the minister in this regard.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in that regards, if it permits as per rules, we'll look into it. What was the practice previous government has been mentioned by the LO. So we'll look into it. If it was practice and if it is allowed, we'll try to find ways and means how to take care and then involve the MLAs. Thank you, sir.
No, it was practice. I am
Sorry,
in
sir,
this August House for 7th time now.
Yes, sir, I don't know. That's why I
Yeah,
said
that's why.
we'll look into it, sir.
So it is
if
an
was
assurance?
practice. If it is practice and if it is the
It
rules
has been
allowed,
practiced, so
so
it is
we
an
will try
assurance.
to find
Thank
a
you.
way out, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Sir, it will be very difficult for me to accept the clarification given by the Honorable Minister, especially when it comes to the action taken to those involved in that racket. Because the Minister simply says that it has been penalized according to the provision of the law. So I just want the Minister to give a more elaborate reply as to what action, the quantum of action. Since we were told that this is not the first time, maybe he's a habitual offender. So therefore, the quantum of action taken by the government should be made clear in this August House, sir.
Sir, as have been mentioned, all the confiscated articles were seized and the department, yes, sir, and the people, those who are involved in this illegal production of IMFL, and all involved will be booked as per law. So, I've mentioned, sir, they will book as per law.
So may I get a clarification from the Honorable Minister whether they have been booked or they will be booked?
They have been booked, sir.
Okay, sir, I beg to withdraw this cut motion.
Okay, thank you. Since the mover has withdrawn his cut motion, let me put the question before the House. The question is that the grant number 8 be passed. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against say no. I say it, and the motion is carried, and the grant number 8 is passed.